Hey guys, Sam here, and welcome to the first review of 2024. Now, if you have seen my reviews before, you know that I've started the years off by making stupid bets with myself that revolve around my favorite baseball team, the New York Yankees. The bets were simple. If the Yankees won it all, I wouldn't do something embarrassing. If they didn't win, I would have to do that embarrassing thing. In 2021, I danced to California Girls, I read a horrible fan fiction in 2022, and last year, I actually put on a Red Sox hat. That was the worst one. So, am I doing another bet this year? No, I'm not. I figured that if I don't make a crazy bet this year, maybe the Yankees will finally win. Especially after we had a decent offseason that included acquiring Juan Soto. If you don't know who he is, look up his stats. Point is, I'm not doing that crap ever again. Now, with all that said, allow me to properly begin this review by explaining why I'm reviewing an episode from Kim Possible. Even though I didn't watch it while growing up, I knew what it was. It was about a high school girl named Kim Possible who goes on spying missions with her sidekick, Ron Stoppable, to stop evil villains from taking over the world, like Monkey Fist, Professor Dementor, Duff Killigan, and of course, Dr. Draken and Shigo. It was one of Disney's most popular animated shows ever. It was liked by critics and audiences, got 4 seasons, a catchy theme song, TV movies, a big fan base, and plenty of merchandise. No joke, I actually did have a Shigo action figure growing up. I don't know where it is right now, but I do remember having it. So, why am I reviewing the first episode of Season 4, Ill Suited? Well, it happens to be a little sports-centered, and for this year, I would like to finally utilize the baseball part of my YouTube name and talk about certain episodes that relate to sports. It could be baseball, football, soccer, etc. As long as it's important to the episode's story, it counts as something I can talk about. Of course, there is more to this episode than just football and cheerleading, which is also a sport by the way, but what is it? Well, let's get into it. You know the drill, summary first, thoughts after. And this time, I'll give you a few fun facts and silly jokes. Good. Let's get right into this sitch. Sorry, I couldn't help myself. So, the episode starts where the Kim Possible So the Drama movie left off, at the junior prom. That's when Kim and Ron officially became a couple, got a slow dance, and got their first kiss as a couple. But the perfect moment takes a dark turn when Kim literally melts right in front of Ron. This was a nightmare, of course, but a panicked Ron calls Kim in the middle of the night to confirm if what happened at the dance really happened or not. Kim confirms it did, but it won't keep happening if he keeps calling her in the middle of the night. Yeah, I'd be the same way. After that, we see Kim and Ron doing what they do best, stopping an evil bad guy from taking over the world. This time, it's Professor Dementor, who was using some kind of giant laser. Luckily, Kim stops him thanks to her fully equipped battlesuit that she got from the So the Drama movie. Dementor does get away, but the laser is shut off. Back at school, Kim, Ron, and Monique are excited to start their senior year, and we get clarification that Kim and Ron had been dating for a few months, starting from the prom and continuing through the summer. But of course, the popular bully Bonnie comes in to ruin the fun. She claims that Kim, like all cheerleaders, must date jocks because it is the rule, and says that people like Ron are why the rule exists. But Kim doesn't care about that. She knows Ron is an exception, so she tries to have Ron not obsess over the jock thing. And you'll never guess what happens next. Ron actually follows her advice. Yeah. He doesn't think about it. He continues on with his day and knows deep down in his heart that Kim likes him for who he is. Who am I kidding? He starts to obsess over it and begins having doubts. And those doubts get confirmed in his head when he overhears Kim talking about following Bonnie's advice on trading up. He thinks it's about him when it's actually about Monique's old cell phone. High school misunderstandings. But since he doesn't know that, he figures the best way to truly keep Kim forever is by becoming a real jock. So he tries out for the quarterback position on the football team. It doesn't go well in the beginning. Soon, Kim and Ron get a mission from Wade. They only get coordinates to some place from someone they don't know. At first, it seems like a standard mission, just saving an old lady's cat from a tree. But it turns out it was a trap by Professor Dementor. He designed this to not really destroy Kim and Ron, but to analyze Kim's battlesuit since he wasn't prepared for it last time. Dementor gets away again, and Kim and Ron escape the home before it gets all electrified and disappears. In the middle of that though, Ron gets an idea on how to make the football team. He decides to secretly borrow Kim's battlesuit and use it to get good at football so he can make the team. And it works. He throws a spiral so good that it would not only make Peyton Manning blush, but it impresses the coach so much that he makes him the starter immediately. Eventually, the first game comes, and Ron does pretty well. He avoids some tackles, throws some good passes, and gets a couple touchdowns, one of them being the game winner with seconds to spare. Kim and Monique are happy and proud of him, but they start to suspect something fishy about it. Even Bonnie suspects something's going on. In the meantime, Kim and Ron celebrate the win by eating out a Bueno Nacho. But the day gets interrupted by Professor Dementor, who has now found a way to control the battlesuit. So the truth comes out, and Ron is under Dementor's control, which makes him unwillingly fight Kim. So Kim and Ron talk things over while they are fighting. Ron explains what happened, Kim clears up the misunderstanding, and reassures him that she wants to date Ron, not some jock. Soon, Dementor rips the battlesuit off Ron and starts wearing it himself. It looks like things are doomed, but luckily for Kim and Ron, their pet mole rat Rufus saves the day by pressing the buttons that control the suit. And yes, they do the classic, "Why are you hitting yourself? Why are you hitting yourself?" gag. Now, with Dementor taken care of, Ron starts his next football game without the battlesuit. Since he doesn't have the quarterback powers anymore, he does what he does best: run away. And it works! Because he is so used to it, he not only tires out his opponents and breaks a rushing record, but also gets the game-winning touchdown again, making Kim proud as well. Of course, the coach isn't stupid and figures out that Ron cheated his way onto the team with the suit, but he decides to keep him on the team as their running back. All's well that ends well. But the episode actually ends with Ron calling Kim in the middle of the night again to confirm if some of his dreams and nightmares were real or not. And Kim answers a couple before hanging up. The end. So that's the episode. What are my thoughts? Well, since this was the first episode in the 4th season, it's not exactly that epic or crazy. But for what it is, it's decent. The story is simple and easy to understand. It does have that classic misunderstanding plot, but I can give that a pass because this kind of stuff happens a lot in high school. Hell, it still happens to adults in the real world. We've all gone through it, don't act like it never happened to you. Basically, it all comes down to one thing that creates a lot of those problems: miscommunication. That's what led to Ron trying out for the football team and raiding Kim's closet to get the battlesuit. No, I did not make that last part up. That is what happened. And yeah, when Kim finds out, she does have the appropriate reaction. But speaking of that, when she does learn the truth, Ron and Kim talk it out while fighting. But that's what makes it both funny and creative. It's like in the Goofy movie when Max and Goofy talked about their feelings when jumping on rocks and swimming through rapids. It's odd, but creatively odd. During it, Kim makes it very clear to Ron that it doesn't matter if he's a jock or anything like that. She's dating Ron because she likes him for who he is.
So you weren't gonna trade up my BS? Ron, I don't care about dating a jock. I care about dating you. Ron's stoppable no matter who he is. As long as he's honest.
See? It's disgustingly simple, but true. You stay true to yourself, be honest, and communicate efficiently, it will pay off. Anyone can learn that. Like me, for example. If I had properly known that years ago, I'd still be in a romantic relationship right now. No, I'm not going into detail about it. That's personal. Simply put, I screwed it up. Simple as that. Other than that, the story is kind of standard. Nothing too special, but it is done fine. Seeing the episode utilize the battlesuit was cool, Professor Dementor gets some funny lines, some of the action was sweet, the animation is good, and the sports stuff is nice too. Making Ron a running back in the end was a clever choice. I mean, based on how he ran around when that laser was firing at him and it kept missing him, it makes sense that he could get around the linebackers and outrun them. Although I will say that when he was covered by all those guys in one scene when he was the quarterback, that was a tackle. The play should not have continued. It's a sack. Look, I get it's a funny cartoon, but the sports fan in me finds that to be a nitpick. It should have been a sack. Period. Another nitpick I have is Dementor's disguise. How in the world could Kim and Ron not realize it was him? Look, I get it. It's a kid's spy show. They work with the cliches and have fun with it. Also, I could understand Ron getting fooled. But why did it take Kim so long to figure it out? The yellow skin, the facial hair, the voice. I mean, come on. Again, that just irked me a little. But that's honestly really it. Bottom line, this episode isn't that special, but it is still good for what it is. The best part are the jokes. Some are simple and cute, while others are pretty funny. The sign in the beginning, some of the dialogue, Ron complaining about the jumpsuit, going like, okay, this suit pitches! Not that it doesn't look good on you. Yeah, that was funny. Dementor getting duped time and time again, and more. Then there are the times when Dementor keeps calling the grandma dress a house coat. But when he puts on the battlesuit, he says it is not as comfortable as his house dress. So, is it a house coat or a dress, Dementor? Is that actually inconsistent dialogue, or Dementor lying to himself? I'm gonna go with the latter. But honestly, the funniest part of the episode was in the end credits. It's when Ron is going through different scenarios with Kim, again in the middle of the night, and wondering if they were real or not. Kim answers a couple, until Ron asks this.
Okay, how about you water skiing over a shark? Hello? Hello?
Yep, that was a jumping the shark joke. It was so funny that it took me a few seconds to really get it before I busted out laughing. It's a shame that the funniest part was in the last few seconds, but it was worth it. In conclusion, I did enjoy this one. Good gags, good animation, a good lesson or two, and some nice sports stuff. It's a solid episode. Final score, 7.5 out of 10. A modest recommendation indeed. Okay, let's get to some fun facts. Number 1, Professor Dementor was voiced by Patton Oswalt, who you may know as Remy from Ratatouille. Also, he came back to do Dementor again in the live-action Kim Possible movie. And the less we say about that, the better. Number 2, the show was supposed to end with the So the Drama movie, but because the show was so popular with fans, a 4th season was greenlit. To me, I think it's a good thing that happened because it did let us see how Kim and Ron's relationship grew. I mean, they could have easily ended the show with them being a couple and that's it. But no, they expanded on it more in season 4, and that's probably one of the reasons why this couple stands out amongst other Disney couples. Number 3, this was the first time a Kim Possible season started without Draken or Shigo as the villain. Yeah, it actually happened in the first 3 seasons, but not this one. Interesting. Number 4, originally the working title for this episode was Relation Slip. Nah, cute pun, but yeah, ill-suited is better. And number 5, guess who this is?
Hey, clown boy, get out of the road!
That's Darren Norris, the same guy who did J. Jonah Jameson in Spectacular Spider-Man. Seriously, listen.
Hey, clown boy, get out of the road! How about scram? Or 2 words, scram kid. Or 17, get out of my office in 2.3 seconds or I'll staple you to a flagpole!
Pretty cool, right? Alright, let's get to my jokes.
Okay, let's see you pass.
Oh, man.
Okay, that's embarrassing. But to be fair, I've seen worse.
Alright, throw me the ball. Oh yeah! If you can't take the heat, you better call the ambulance!
And that is why I never tried out for football. And yeah, there were people in my high school that wanted me to. Yeah, I get it. You wanted to crush the toothpick. Nice try. I'd rather run around the diamond again than get tackled by a guy with more musk on his body than an animal in the jungle. You! No thanks.
Sorry to harsh your scheme, Professor, but I'm not wearing it.
Do I look like I am fooled by your mouthful of lies? No is the correct answer.
Hello? Does it look like I'm wearing full body armor?
Well, no, now that you mention it.
Really? Gee, what made the gears in your head start turning? Look, obvious cheerleader uniform. She's more likely to wear cheerleader Spanx than battle armor. And the reason I say that is because there were people who actually watched this episode thinking they saw Kim's underwear in a few shots. No, those were cheerleader Spanx, and those are real things that cheerleaders wear. Look, I get she later turns 18 in the show, but can you please stop being creeps about it? Here are some animated ladies you can fantasize about instead. Frankie from Foster's and Lois from the new Superman show. They are both in their 20s, not teens. Go ahead, go crazy. You horny bastards.
Ron, you stole my battlesuit.
Secret borrowing!
You were in my closet.
Yeah, that was bad, but to be fair, he only took the battlesuit. He could have taken other things, like your shirts, your leggings, or your cheerleader Spanx. No, I'm stopping right there. And yes, this is a joke. I'm only being silly. Don't take it too seriously, guys. If you find it funny, fine. If you don't, that's also fine. But don't give me a bitch fit about it. I've been on YouTube for nearly a decade, and I have no time for petty squabbles.
I'm out of here!
Where is he going?
What is he doing?
Hey, maybe that's all part of his plan to fool the opponent.
Why would you park there?
I'm sure that's part of the plan too.
So you leaving me for Rufus was...
Dream.
me being Middleton's new running back? Dream?
No, that actually happened.
Oh, I'm on a team. That's cool.
And that time we went to Japan to fight a monkey fighting master? Real. And what about when we took down a monster made of paper and confetti? Not real. Oh, what about the time you got jealous of a one-off character that made you lose your mojo and she turned you into a whiny crybaby? Ron, don't ever mention that movie to me again. Will do, KP. And yes, I just crapped on the live-action movie again. No disrespect to the people who worked on it, but I'm sorry. It's a piece of mole rat crap. Alright, that's pretty much it. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a like and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Let me know in the comment section below what you thought of this episode and this video. Thank you guys for watching, and as always, my name is Sam, and good night everybody.